following episode contains explicit content. You've been warned.
NPR! NPR!
Oh! NPR.
You know.
I need a good laugh.
Everybody wants to be something they're not and have shit they ain't got.
What's up, Jackson? How you doing today?
What's up, dude? I'm doing all right. Trying to get over the Thanksgiving hump.
Thanksgiving-itis.
Yeah.
So I have a brief Mad Max moment. I got some new kicks. I ordered them online, Cyber Monday. Being a good little capitalist pig, and got a sweet deal on 2 pair. And these people at Shoe Carnival totally fucked it up.
What happened?
Lazy employees, man. Look, I used to run a shoe store, so I don't want to get too deep into it because we have real shit to talk about. But real talk, there's a reason the brick and mortar stores are dying. It's because you don't get any decent customer service. Mm-hmm. So I made an online order, pick up in store, and they canceled half of them. So one of the pairs of shoes they said they didn't have in the store. So when I went to pick up the shoes, I went straight to the back. I knew the area where they were in. They weren't Converse. I got some sweet new Levi's, and they're super comfy. But I went back, and I saw the exact shoe that they said wasn't in stock that they canceled the order for. Right there. So I pick up the shoe, the box, go up front to pick up my other pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I set the box down, and I just go, hey, go ahead and finish my order, bruh. And they caught so much tood with me because whoever went to pull the order, they didn't try to look at all. They managed to grab 1 pair of shoes, which the 2 styles, one is like a black and white set and an all black set. Mm-hmm. And they're literally right next to each other. There's no reason why you couldn't take that extra 2 seconds to pull
That's
them.
fucking crazy. That's well, so did you get it? Did you place the order like around, like on or around Black Friday?
No, I did it on Monday. I did it yesterday.
Okay.
And it's like 4 hours or so the order would be filled, and like I've ample time. But they actually sent me an email saying we don't have this order in stock. This shoe in stock.
Automated, like just we don't.
No, it was an employee that marked that they didn't have it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just like just send this.
So yeah. I was talking to I rose 10 kinds of hell about it, and like I almost went full Karen mode. Mm-hmm. Now because I used to run a store, and again I know how hectic it is when you're running a retail market in Black Friday season,
right?
So I get it. I understand, and I empathize. Mm-hmm. But this lady told me yesterday that, oh well, since we didn't have it here, I'm sure they're just gonna have another store ship it over, and then we'll let you know when it comes in. No.
Funny enough, I have a similar story. Like, but this is like almost the complete opposite of you. Mm-hmm. But luckily it wasn't mine. So I wasn't like invested, but Nicole, we went last night drove to Hoover to pick up a computer that was bought online, and like they had it in store or whatever, like a deal, and it's for her brother. And we went up there to get it. And I mean, like email and everything, like your order's ready, all kind of shit. We go all the way up there and they don't have it. Like it just wasn't there. They sold it on Black Friday or something. But I mean, the order was placed like the night before last, and we went yesterday. Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck?
The money was taken out of the account though.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, yeah, we have it. It's right here. Come pick it up. We get up there and it's like, never mind. I was like, what?
Oh,
but
yeah.
We got some good food out of it. So,
well, what happens with situations like that, coming from somebody that worked in the retail industry, it's pretty much, if they get an order in, the employee either doesn't pull it at all, or the employee doesn't pull it fast enough.
Or that's what I said. Like this whole time, like it's so chaotic for stock. It's like all the like door busting shit and all that. Yeah. Like if a customer comes in and buys it in the store, and so much commerce is happening in such a short period of time, like you don't have time to, like, there's not ideal time for posting. I don't know how it works, posting what stock is actually there. I don't know how often it updates, but try to have some understanding, But
I got you.
But you would think
Again,
with your situation and mine, you would think after all this time that it would be down to a science.
Well, that's my whole issue with it. It would be one thing if they had like 2 or 3 of that style left. But they had 2 or 3 sizes, full size run. So like from size 6 to 13, and they had like 2 of everything.
So they weren't even low.
No.
That's just human.
But they were claiming that, they claimed that they were out of stock online now. And I'm just like, the reason, and I'm being a former manager in this kind of field, I'm just going, your loss prevention team is going to lose their goddamn minds, because that's $1,000 worth of shoes that you're just missing. So anyway, again, kind of a Mad Max moment. I got pretty hyped about it for a minute, but I wasn't angry. I was just like frustrated and annoyed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, it's almost inevitable. You just come across that, like, all the like interfaces with the public, those kind of jobs, fast food, all that shit. Like, I try my hardest, like, to keep it in perspective, not for them, for me, to just be like, I try not to get too invested in shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what? This could go south, and I don't want all my emotions attached to it if I can help it,
Mm-hmm. Well, again, I'm done. That was, again, minuscule.
Hey, it's what I bet it's what everyone's talking about. This probably happened a lot.
Well, we are all like, that's what we are, a capitalist society. We are a nation of consumers. So, I participated a little bit. Oh, Chrissy did too. She bought like a bunch of designs from whatever. There's a website that she subscribes to. We get like vector artwork and cut files and all kinds of crazy stuff for her Cricut.
Sweet.
But also, she got some stuff for me with my laser. So, boom, I'm super psyched.
I know I did my fucking Christmas shopping, most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just got I got like lost in it. I was just like, all right, I'm going to get online and I'm not going to get off until I have shit done. I was like, here's how much money I can spend. Quick math. Boom. Done.
Nice.
Let's be done.
Good job, dude. Way to be organized. I haven't done any Christmas shopping yet. So,
no. I mean, it's just sitting on your phone. I mean, it's not like you're going out and, oh my God.
Yeah, but okay. So if you're on your phone, it's so easy to get distracted.
Yeah, it's almost harder.
Exactly. So I'm just saying. Yeah. So like I said, hey, take the compliment. Good job. So welcome everybody to Brain Snacks with Jaxon and Max. Let's move it on down the line. Let's kick it off with, I'm presuming you have a Florida man of the week.
You presume correctly.
Oh, right.
Florida doesn't disappoint. You should know that.
Florida does. Well, Florida man is an iconic phrase for a reason.
Right. It's just something that is in the air. You can smell it if you go down there.
Mm-hmm.
This one's wild, man. Florida man accused of killing a random couple, chewing on the victim's face, found not guilty by reason of insanity. So it's a kid around my age. I don't know the whole setup, but essentially, I mean, he didn't know these people.
No,
it was an older couple. Did you hear about all this?
I am vaguely aware of it, but please continue on.
Yeah. Some 50-something couple, just a random, basically bystander. If I'm correct, I mean, he claimed that he felt like he was half man, half dog, and he was being chased by a demon, and that he killed. It didn't say exactly how he killed them. I mean, I'm assuming he didn't kill them with his bare hands. Like, surely to God, 2 people could have taken this little guy.
I think there was a knife involved.
I'm sure.
I'm not mistaken.
It did say.
I remember this story.
It said slaying, so that makes sense.
Slay. That is such a.
Slay girl.
This bougie little man
That's what I
eater over
say.
here.
Slay queen, slay girl. Yes, queen.
Slay bro. No. Like, don't take it literally. It's just a phrase. Man.
yeah.
It's just a word.
Yeah, but I
Slang.
thought it's crazy. Like I don't know if I read something. I read the whole article, but at the end, the sister of the woman of the couple who was killed during the court, during the sentencing or whatever, she brought up something about the fact that the killer or whatever, in his mind and his team and his family, the only thing they think about as a victim is him and their family name, which my ears perked up. I'm thinking, I wonder if they're a prominent family. I don't know. I'm not trying to be conspiratorial or whatever, but like, it just seems crazy. Like, apparently this kid was like in college and like doing a bunch of like experimental college type stuff, drinking heavily, smoking a lot of dope, doing mushrooms, you know, probably not taking care of him. Like, probably did have like a fucking panicky type thing, but like, it just seems odd that like, they just, said, he was insane. He killed 2 people and he's just being taken to a mental health facility.
I mean, surely he's going to be in that mental health facility for an extremely long time.
Yeah, it's prison like it's, but he's not. But it's not like, it's not. And I would almost
he's
bet,
not bunking with Bubba.
Yeah, no,
Or
right?
Bubba's going, hold my pocket.
Yeah, be like, oh, you're half man, half dog. Well, little do you know, I'm into dogs.
Come on over here, been over here.
I got a history of fucking.
Let me
dogs.
get this giraffe baby up in your ass.
This is Florida. We fuck the dogs.
Okay, so the face eating, that's wild, and that actually brings me not to another story. Still another Florida man. I think it happened down in Miami. This is way back when.
2 Floridies.
I don't have. Well, no. I actually do have a Florida man. This isn't my Florida man, but this. Your story about the face biting, dog boy. Ooh, dog boy. That's a good one.
Dog boy.
Dog boy. There was this back in the early 2000 teens, so 2009, 10, 11. There was a huge bullshit thing going on with bath salts.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
The like zombie shit.
Yes, and there's video of guys like ripping lines of bath salt, losing their minds. Well, they claimed it was the bath salts, but these guys are out of their minds on bath salts, and they're like attacking people and trying to eat them. And that was, to me, that was evidence of an impending zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I was ready. So yeah, but no, I do have an actual Florida man. I'm not going to say of the week. I'm going to let you decide this, but this is pretty good. Florida man caught with almost 1,000 marijuana plants growing on his Colorado property. So Pueblo County, Colorado. So a Florida man. This isn't Colorado, but this is a Florida man. I'm guessing he's a Florida.
This is the Florida export.
I think he's a Florida resident, and he's loopholing his happy ass into Colorado.
Oh.
So a Florida man is behind bars after almost $1 million in marijuana plants were found on his property. The Pueblo County Sheriff's Office, located in Colorado, discovered that a man from Florida had been growing dozens of marijuana plants with the intent to sell. Now, this guy's 57 years old. He looks a little haggard, not terribly bad. He definitely doesn't look like your typical Florida man meth head.
Well, this is a businessman.
But the state of Colorado only allows 12 marijuana plants per household. And I'm still trying to find out. They really harped on the whole Florida man aspect of it, but is he a former Florida man? Because they're not saying whether or not he's now currently a Colorado resident. Although the growing marijuana is legal, state allows 12 marijuana plants. Pilato Gomez admitted to detectives that he had more than 12 marijuana plants on his property. A lot more. 10-pound bag of dried marijuana. Damn, this dude was
holy shit. That's a lot of pot.
But I don't understand. Like, maybe. So I'm gonna say that this guy's disqualified from Florida Man of the Week contention because he was arrested and is currently incarcerated or awaiting trial in Colorado for this. But ABC 12 News, again, the first two words in the title, Florida man caught with almost 1,000 marijuana plants growing on his Colorado property.
So I guess once a Florida man, always a Florida man.
Well, again,
if Florida touches you, then you're a Florida person.
Well, I mean, technically I'm a Florida man because I had lived in Florida for a couple of years.
Holy shit.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this going, they haven't, at no point did they say, Lazaro Piloto Gomez, hyphenated last name, which is really weird for a 57-year-old. But I'm looking at this going, dude, what? Like, at no point do they say he's a man from Florida, but he's not a Florida resident. Is he a Colorado resident? Because they said it was.
He had to be
growing weed on his property.
Yeah. The only thing I could think is that if he's not a Colorado resident full time, he's what do you call it?
Dual resident?
Yeah, dual resident. And like maybe selling weed in Florida.
Oh, I mean, that's what I would be doing if I was trying to hustle.
I know. I mean, it's going to have to probably be some good weed to sell it in Colorado.
I mean, I would go back. I'm going to say that I would definitely just be slinging meth. I'd go full on Breaking Bad
meth?
with it. Full meth.
I
mean, I do live in Meth Mountain.
You do live in Meth Mountain.
This fucking guy. So yeah, there's my almost Florida man of the week. But again, I will bow out to your Florida man story.
Hey, look.
Since this guy's in Colorado, I think that kind of eliminates him from Florida man contention.
I mean, if two people knock on your door and one of them's got a 10-pound bag of weed and the other one wants to eat your face, which one's taking priority? Let's just be real with it.
The guy that's eating the face, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with him.
All right.
He's the challenger. The other guy's just chilling. He's trying to make a little cash.
All right, so I'm done with that one.
Sounds like entrepreneurship gone wrong.
I mean,
he's like, what?
Isn't
the fuck?
that what drug dealers are? They're
Isn't 1 million pot plants in your backyard not the American dream? Like, I don't understand. Why are you not allowed to...
being a drug pusher, isn't that just a gateway occupation to big pharma?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's an aspiring, whatever you call it.
Pharmacological?
I was not even going to attempt that
pharmacist.
High wire act. I was trying to pronounce that shit. Mario, NPR.
Oh, NPR.
I
need a good laugh.
There's a war going on right now, and any moment, I mean, who knows? We could just be over here thinking that we're doing a podcast and then just fucking be incinerated. But meanwhile, Steve Jobs, worn out Birkenstocks, selling for $218,000 at an auction.
Tell me this auction was for charity.
I don't know.
208, like
$218,750, and it's just like literally some, like it just looks like some shit that's at my front door. Like I don't know, like
well, no, I'm like it gives new meaning to the term. Just walk a mile in my shoes.
Yeah,
he just wants to walk a mile in Job's shoes, man.
Yeah, like I want to know like the cuck that bought these. Like
I want to know like how they obtained them to sell them.
It's someone managed,
and was there a certificate of authenticity with this?
Yeah, well, they were sold in New York at the Hard Rock, at an auction,
Mm.
and there was someone who had managed one of Steve Jobs' California estates, and the bidder that won is like anonymous or whatever. But I was very fascinated, just like, wow. I mean, we really are just really materialistic. I mean, I get it. Like, I guess I get it, but I don't.
Some
You know?
people like
Like,
people.
if you're
People
just
get obsessed with weird things, and people get obsessed with people.
Mm-hmm.
So if this guy idolized Steve Jobs to the point where, again, he's taking the phrase, walk a mile in his shoes, literally. He's just like, maybe this will give me some inspiration.
What's insane, actually, I missed something here. They originally came from the estate manager, but they were sold in 2016 for like $2,000. So since then,
That's a nice flip.
Yeah, since then, that's a big flip. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a win. That's
But
a win.
Nothing like the Nike Air ships worn by Michael Jordan in 1984 that sold for 1.4 million a year ago. And
$1.4 million for a pair of sweaty gym shoes.
Yep, worn by the Michael Jordan in 1984. And black Nikes worn by Kanye West at the 2008 Grammys sold for 1.8 million.
Yee.
Last year. Yeah, yay.
Yay, yay. Yee, yay. Is it pronounced yay?
I think it's yay because it's Kanye.
I thought it was yee, 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 yee.
I'm sure it doesn't matter, but because no one
It doesn't matter.
Not anymore. It doesn't. But yeah, man. I mean,
Thanks,
what's
NPR.
up? Yep.
Because as if I didn't feel bad enough about my own personal financial problems, now I have to. I can hear about a story about some douchebag spending over $200,000 on a pair of worn out fucking Birkenstocks from Steve Jobs.
Worn by their Lord and Savior Steve Jobs.
That's a man that fuck L. Ron Hubbard. I think Steve Jobs needs his own religion.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, at least he
so he
built
meets the
something.
criteria.
Yeah. But I mean, Elron's been dead for a minute, but still, I mean, he parlayed a really shitty book franchise into Scientology. Like, and again, one hell of a salesman. So I'll back the fuck off of that. I don't want us to get sued by Scientology people. So I do have one other thing. I'll be as quick about it as I can, but I watched an interesting documentary. Don't know how much fact is involved in it. But it appears to be true. And the fact that the mainstream media is attacking it pretty vehemently makes me, in my conspiracy mind, go, there's some credibility here. Maybe. So there's a new documentary out called Died Suddenly. This film documents embalmers, so funeral home workers. So you have your undertaker that's doing the embalming, and they're having problems. There's like a whole gaggle of these people, of these embalmers that have had this same issue. And they talked about it at their actual, they have a convention, like embalmers convention.
Right.
And they were having problems pumping some of the bodies, the plethora of bodies, because they've also said that there's an increase in their demand for their services. So it means there's an increase in bodies. And you can chalk that up to COVID, or you can chalk that up to suicide or natural death. But all these people that they're trying to embalm, the majority of them got vaccinated, and they ended up dying of hematoma, subdermal hematoma, heart attack, blood clots, anything clot related. And this Died Suddenly documentary reports that in certain people, the body was responding in a way to the vaccine. And I think it was any of the mRNA vaccines. The body was responding because the mRNA vaccine is supposed to train your body to produce spike proteins so that your body can learn to defend against them. the science is there. I mean, on paper, it sounds great. But if your body keeps producing these spike proteins, apparently the result, according to this, again, died suddenly, documentary, is that it was fibrous. It's like white, stringy, fibrous tissue that's blocking like an aortic valve, blood vessel capillaries, like everything, blocking, like complete blockage. And that was what was stopping the blood flow and then forming major clots around that fibrous tissue. And again, don't know how much legitimacy I can really credit to it. But the fact that the mainstream media is just like, oh, this is died suddenly film amplifies false COVID-19 vaccine claims. I was like, well, there shouldn't be any claims about the vaccine's safety or efficacy because they still haven't finished a study on it. They have not completed one complete full study. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into the COVID, but
Yeah.
I keep seeing, I don't know if you see this stuff too. And again, we don't have to go too long with it. I would keep this one a little bit shorter and sweeter, but everybody's favorite weatherman from New York, Mr. Al Roker. He's been huge in the New York news scene for like 30, 40 years. He used to be a great big fat guy, and then he got like the belly band surgery and he shrunk down. But Mr. Al Roker has been battling blood clots. Damn near died. 3 weeks, nobody saw him. Came back, and he's already lost a lot of weight because of the belly band surgery. But then he lost even more weight after the blood clot things being in the hospital.
Right.
But in addition to that, like every time I open my fucking Facebook news, and I don't know if it's the algorithms, I'm not clicking on every one of them, but there's a report of somebody between the age. I'm not talking about 80 and 90-year-old people. I'm talking people from my age, so like mid 30s to mid 50s, died suddenly. There's even a couple of about younger kids dying suddenly. And they don't go too into detail about it. They don't say what the cause was, but in a couple of them that I've read, a lot of the time, it's like some kind of heart arrhythmia, some kind of heart attack, or a blood clot. And I'm just like, are there connections here? I don't know. I shall do more investigation. But then you have,
I mean, like my first instinct beyond the COVID vax is just the shitty, diet that we all,
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, just it's not good for our heart.
I agree 100%.
It does seem interesting why now,
Well, total all-cause mortality for the age range of 19 to 55 is up like 400 or 500%. I don't know the exact figures, so anybody that wants to quote me on that, whatever. I don't think there's enough people that watch this that care about the actual numbers, but
yeah,
the all-cause mortality for people in our age group, and then up to potentially my mother's age group, all-cause mortality is like through the roof, way higher than it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And how many billions of vaccines have been administered worldwide at this point?
Right. It's actually funny. I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson, I was listening to him.
Nail your ass, Tyson.
Yeah, Nail Your Ass Tyson. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, which Theo Vaughn's a comedian. So that right there, I love seeing that type of shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, holy shit,
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson is funny in a lot of ways, but he's also kind of, well, when you're that fucking smart, I guess you just kind of come off as being a pompous ass.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got that going for him. Like, but they were talking about COVID vaccines, and I mean, it's it's interesting. There's a lot of interesting shit to come out. But what Neil said really, and this might like stir people the wrong way, like because I didn't get vaccinated. I don't plan on doing it. I don't really, I definitely subscribe to a lot of the corporate greed talk like that. That feels true to me, you know. But he was talking about a detail about the COVID vax stuff that's always gotten me was the speed of the whole thing, and how they were able to bypass so much stuff, or that's the way I understood it, was like they bypassed a lot of the things that would normally be required for a vaccine to come out.
The human trials were officially like the initial rollout, pretty much.
Yeah,
they had a placebo group separated, but they ended up giving the placebo group the vaccine later.
Yeah.
So you can't even track the data of people that have been vaccinated and unvaccinated, unless you actually have somebody that's documented, like yourself or me or my wife or anybody else that we know that's not vaccinated, like that didn't get the jab. The only way, but that's not a scientific comparison. There's no scientific method anymore to studying the long-term side effects of the vaccine.
Yeah, well, especially not right now. I mean, we're like all kinds of data's coming out, but we just haven't put it together. I mean, it hasn't really been long enough in the eyes of science. I mean, but like he was talking, the way he described it, I mean, it made a lot of sense, and I guess it's not terribly different than what I've heard before, but the way he put it kind of made sense, where he was like, yeah, it was the emergency, because he was like, yeah, the corporate greed stuff, like definitely understand that, but he was like, but as a scientist, I can tell you they were like, they put together something that they knew without a doubt was going to work perfectly to kill the particular variant that we were dealing with. And it worked perfectly for that, apparently.
He sounds like he's a cuck for the CIA.
Could be. But the something that guy
as a scientist, he should have been the one talking shit on these people for throwing the scientific method out the fucking window.
Agreed. But he said, like, that detail about it being perfect for this one thing, but it was too needlepoint to the point to where it wasn't, that part got fucked because it didn't work. It worked too well for the one thing and didn't work for anything else, basically. So when it mutated, it was fucked.
Yeah.
And it did that really quickly.
But they told us that we would still get decent immunity from the vaccine. It would hold up pretty good against the other variants, though. I don't understand.
I know, right? Which it seems like they would be able to see that coming. I mean, what the hell? I don't know.
I will send you a link. And this will be pertaining to our future, the future discussions I will have with you about conspiracies, regarding the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act of 2011, I think. It was basically Obama signed in an executive order / law that allows the U.S. government to propagandize to the American people. Basically, free reign to lie to the American people for a certain amount of hours every month. The Smith-Mundt Modernization Act. Well, I don't know, but why would somebody, and this is, again, I don't fucking like Republicans either, so this is not me going, Obama did this. No. No. I mean, Bush ushered, the W ushered in the Patriot Act because of 9/11. So we lost a lot of freedoms from that shit too. But yeah, I don't want, that is a much longer conversation, and something I'm going to save for another episode, something I can package and send you, and you can just look over it and go, this has actually happened. Like, it's not going to be conspiracy theories. Like, no, this is the basis for me continuing to dive into some of this shit, because this is what we know.
Right.
Fucking open your eyes.
Open your little eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can shut this one down. I had one other thing, and it was basically it had to do with COVID. And again, I can talk about that in another episode next week. And it's basically just Fauci shit. And again, that may just carry on another 30-minute conversation.
Right.
So I don't want to hold you up, and I don't want to hold our listeners and viewers up.
Dinner than talk about Fauci. Fuck that little asshole.
Well, he's on his way out, but now as he's on his way out, he's defending everything he said and done.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, fuck that little millionaire because he's made so much fucking money, so much fucking money, and he's covering all his fucking shit right now. But with that, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. We hope that you get some of your tinfoil hats on in the future because I just keep falling deeper and deeper into some of these rabbit holes, and it's not even fake conspiracy talk. Like, I think we're not going to call it American History X because I don't want people to think about Nazis, even though there are Nazis involved in some of my stories. But I think we need to do like un-American history or the true American history. I'll wordsmith that out.
Yeah. Well, history, like, it's so funny. Like when you're a kid, you think of history as like something that's like just kind of sanctimonious and like just black and white.
Yep.
But that's the total opposite.
History is written by the winners.
Yep. And there's a reason that they don't want you to know something for 75 years.
Bam.
So
tinfoil hat coming soon.
Gives enough time for you to die.
All right, guys, you have a great day, great week, and we will see you next Thursday with a fresh, tasty episode. All the love in the world, guys. Y'all have a good one. And yeah. Stay safe, I guess. Whatever. Two confident assholes saying, peace.
See you.
Laters. Tasty mother. No, Fauci's trying to cover his ass. Fauci says we need to keep the politics out of investigating COVID origins.